play in for sure. Shout out to Raider Smoke. You know, the Lakers done guaranteed themselves a playoff spot, so we ain't worried about the play-in. You feel me? You smell me?
And they lost against the Spurs.
The Spurs.
Game-winning shot from former Warrior Harrison Barnes, bro.
Harrison Barnes, I know.
Nasty work.
That is, as Pharaoh would say, that's disgusting. That's disgusting.
Disgusting. Yeah, but that's wild, man. Like how like literally from the number 2 seed to 8th seed, like the difference in record is not really huge, bro. Like let's say if the Lakers went on a 2-game losing streak,
yeah,
it's a possible chance the Warriors can catch up. I think I don't know. I got to check.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think because tiebreakers, I think the Lakers are guaranteed no lower than like the 5th. I want to say because of tiebreakers.
Okay.
So they're guaranteed
they're at 47.
So
you're right. Because they're 49 right now. Technically, if they won 2 games, they'll be tied. If they went on a 2-game losing streak too.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. But hey, man, don't forget to clock in. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Here we go.
Great Pharaoh. The gift of Troy is a fabulous fabric from the land of the 5 rivers.
Years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
We back for another edition of Around the Shield, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, as we like to say it in this channel, man. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We are going live on both our channels, so if you haven't subscribed, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to both channels. as well as hit the like button. Man, we have a good show lined up for y'all, man. Hey, man, I know it's that time where, you know, at this point, man, we can't wait for the draft. I wish it was tomorrow, man. I'm tired of this smoke that we're hearing left and right. Are this team going to trade? Is this player going to get drafted at this spot? But that being said, we'll talk about some of the top 30 visits today, as well as we're going to do a mock draft. And we actually were able to, you know, link up with our guy Mike from Black Team Broadcast, man. So we'll definitely go ahead and check in with that interview later on today, or later on in the show, I should say. But before we even get into that, man, we got to salute the night crew. The night crew pulling up, man. Raider Ryan in the building already, man. Appreciate you coming through. We got Rosetown, man. Rosetown native 707, man, in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. P&W, Mark Raiders. Man, he has a special message, man, that we highly value. And it's clock in and subscribe and ring the bell for more shows to come. There you go, man. Nice. As simple as that, man.
Repping the Pacific Northwest.
There you go, man. And look, see, that's why Mark got that wrench, man. It's really that simple, man. He's Mr. Consistent. We respect it over here.
Nice.
Sacktown Raider Mike in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. We got people pulling up left and right. Man, we got people pulling up left and right. 14 days on a couple weeks. Yes, it's literally the draft is upon us, man. We can't wait for it, man. At this point, man, I want to see because last year, if we're being honest, it was a surprise.
Yeah,
Raiders like Penix going to the Falcons at number 8. Raiders picking the tight end and Brock Bowers. I mean, obviously, it turned out to be a great pick. Yeah, it worked out well, but it was a surprising pick. Like no one, I don't think anybody mocked Brock Bowers. But that being said, I think a lot of Brock Bowers and a lot of mocks had him going early. Like I think as early as like what
the Chargers.
The Chargers.
Yeah. Most people had him going to the Chargers.
Yeah, but it made sense though that literally I felt like that comment that Harbaugh made in the offseason last year when he was talking about the importance of the offensive line, and he talked about like how name one position that like impacted like so many other like the entire team, the offensive line. And he said D-line might have something to say, but he feels like the offensive line has a big hand on
I think you said every other position is like dependent on somebody else. Outside of the offensive line is like, like they don't depend on really anybody else.
Yeah.
Like, they make everything else work essentially.
But we'll see, man. Hey, look, and look, we talked about this before earlier, man. But Jalen Monroe got an invite to the NFL draft, so that's going to be surprising if he gets drafted in the first round. I mean, he feels pretty good about his odds, but I'm not sure who. I mean, I guess the Steelers would be the first team that comes to mind. I don't know what other team. Maybe the Jets. That'd be wild. The Jets.
So. What I heard, well, I read something. I forgot where I read it at. I read that 2 teams were the Steelers and the Rams.
The Steelers and the Rams. The Rams is scary. The Rams is scary.
Get him with Sean McVay.
If Sean McVay and that front office believes in you, I think there's a good chance it's going to work.
Yeah,
because they do a good job of like they're able to rebuild pretty much. I felt like they were in cap hell a few years back, and they're able to draft, get the right players in the building, and now they're like a contender out there in the NFC. But yeah, if they get a guy like that's perfect actually.
Yeah, fact.
If he goes to the Rams, that'd be perfect. But in the first round, that's wild, man.
It's wild. But it's like. You don't really, I mean, you think about their needs. I mean, like, what other direction would they really go? The corner, but like, it's like, is the value there for the corner?
Yeah.
Maybe linebacker, if there's a value there, it's like, what? High upside guy.
Yeah. Man, shout out to everybody pulling up, man. Let's actually get into the top 30 visits. So I got a list here. From, I believe, CS, a little tracker. Look at some of the guys that are reportedly connected to the Raiders as far as top 30 visits. And let's take a look and see some of these players here. We got Will Johnson, Quinn Ayers, Benjamin Morrison. It's a guy that you like, I know, but that's hurt. So I'm not sure. How early would you take Morrison? Would you take him as early as the second?
Second, I'll take him in a second. Yeah.
Even with the injuries?
Even with the injury. For most of the year, he was probably my second, if you don't count Trav, my second corner. It was Will Johnson 1, Benjamin Morrison 2.
Yeah. We got Jalen linebacker from Georgia, Malachi Starks, Nick Amanori from South Carolina, Cam Ward.
Yeah, that's interesting.
The Raiders see him dropping? Is there a chance that he drops?
It's intel right there.
Okay. And in a lot of these top 30 visits, it's probably to give like teams the runaround. Like they don't want to really show their hand. So they might bring in a guy, but in reality, like it's who they don't bring in. I mean, they bring in Ashton Genty, Caleb. That's interesting. Caleb Johnson. Yeah, I'm not sure. Do you see Chip running a system that would fit Caleb Johnson's skill set? I know he plays a lot of zone. With Iowa State or Iowa.
Iowa. I think. I mean, Chip. He runs inside zone stuff. He runs power stuff too. Chip has his run scheme, bro, is crazy. He does a little bit of everything, and he's going to do whatever fits his personnel. So if you were to pick a guy like Caleb Johnson, he's going to fit the offense around him. Or if they run if it's a 2-back system, like he's going to, if let's say it's Caleb and somebody else, like he'll tailor the offense to whatever those guys do well. So hey, if it's this guy, when Caleb is in there, hey, this is the stuff we're gonna do. Another guy's in there, we're gonna do this. Like he does that. So I think Caleb could work. I'm not a big fan of Caleb Johnson, but I can see it happening.
Yeah. Well, your guy Charles Grant, they brought him in, offensive tackle.
Yeah.
It's a guy that we picked in our recent mock draft last week. So
yeah,
Raiders are definitely looking at him possibly. I don't know, but it's hard to say, man. A lot of top 30, like I said, a lot of top 30 visits. I feel like teams use this as a way to like, all right, let's act like we're about to get this guy or draft this position. You know what I mean? They don't want to show their hand, but it could be a sign that they're interested in a player too as well. Ashton Genty's a guy that a lot of people right now are like, they're mocking him to the Raiders. It's just hard. I mean, like people make a good point. I mean, the Raiders do need some, like I said, the biggest argument is that the Raiders need some explosive playmakers on offense. So whoever that is, it's just the only thing is that I feel like the Raiders can get an explosive playmaker in the second round if they really wanted to. They could wait. They can actually get another position of value. Is there anybody on this list that you like at pick number 6?
At pick 6?
Outside of obviously Cam Ward, who's not going to be there, but
no. I mean, if gun to my head, Will Johnson. I'd rather trade back and do it, but like I said, I personally think he's special. I think he's gonna come into. I think he's gonna come in the league. I think he's gonna be make an instant impact at corner. So I just think he's special. Nobody else on that list. Scroll down some a little bit. See if there's anybody else. Is that everybody?
Yeah. So as far as pick number 6, the only guys that would be considered is probably Will Campbell, Ashton Genty, Cam Ward. But Cam Ward is going early. Malachi Starks, that might be a little early. He's going in the first. A lot of people might
Jalen Walker.
Jalen Walker, though, would be a guy possibly, and obviously Will Johnson.
Yeah.
Those are the only guys that'd be up there in the first. So
and I don't see Dart on there, but he's a guy I heard he visited, but maybe that was erroneous information. But I wouldn't consider him at 6 either. But if you trade down like late into the first, maybe you do that. I personally still wouldn't, even though I've been kind of talking about him for a while. But I think end up being the first round pick. We already said Jalen Moreau might end up being the first round pick too, so that'd be crazy.
Yeah, this is according to CBS. Maybe this is what they have. Let me just double check here because I know Ian Rappaport also tweeted out, a list of players that were coming in for top 30 visits. Let's see. Who's not on this list is Carson Swessinger, who Tashawn Reed was able to confirm that they brought him in today or yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it might have been yesterday.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, I heard Jackson Dart too. Maybe Jackson Dart was there yesterday too. Maybe.
Yep. So Albert Breer. Okay. So according to Albert Breer, Raiders have a big group in for 30 visits today. This is, I believe, yesterday. Will Campbell, who's on this list. Jackson Dart, who's not on this list. Quinn Ewers is on this list. Mason Graham. So Mason Graham did come in. I was right. Okay, Mason Graham came in. Will Howard, who's on this list right here. Ashton Genty. Outside linebacker Josiah Stewart was also.
I'm not familiar with him.
Yeah, so I mean, I like Mason Graham at 6 if he's there. That could be a possible.
Same.
That could be a possible guy that they can take, but it's hard to say, man. I think maybe the Raiders are doing their homework. What did you told me something earlier, man? That might have been interesting. You said it's a rumor that the Raiders were asking Mason Graham.
Oh yeah, so there's a rumor that the Raiders during their visit with Mason Graham or their interview. I don't know if this was at the combine or not, or at the 30 visit, but they had some questions. They asked Mason Graham questions about Will Johnson. So that's interesting. I mean, that could be as we said before, kind of some smoke out there, maybe, possibly. It could just be a test of.
It's kind of disrespectful too, a little bit. Like, you got a guy that's possibly going in the top 5 and might be there at 6, and you're like, anyways, tell us more about Will Johnson.
Yeah, tell us more about your teammate. We might draft instead of you.
That's ruthless.
It could be a situation where they don't feel Mason Graham is going to get to him. Maybe they think Mason Graham's going to go top 5, so they're like, you know what? Hey, let's use this opportunity to do some intel on somebody that's going to be there.
Right. Yeah, that is true. That is true. But in other news, outside of the Raiders, did you hear about wide receiver Isaiah Bond getting arrested, or he had to turn himself in?
He had a warrant
for his arrest, which is crazy. Right before, pretty much right before the draft, a couple weeks before the draft, he was a guy that possibly be taken in somewhere within the first 3 rounds, maybe.
Yeah.
But now, is he gonna be draftable? Might drop. It's gonna be crazy. But it might work in the Raiders' favor. You never know. If the Raiders do their due diligence, they look into it. And it's not a situation where he did anything wrong, then maybe the Raiders get him later, because they do. I feel like the Raiders do need speed.
Yeah, they definitely do.
At wide receiver, they need some speed on the outside, and I think Bond could play the outside receiver role with some speed. Unless obviously we go with somebody else. I mean, even if we let's say if it's a situation that we went with, T-Mac early, do you think that stops the Raiders from getting another receiver in the draft?
I don't think it stops them, but I think it's a situation where it's like it eliminates some of the people you're going to target. Like, you're not going to go after a Jalen Royals or Alec Ayamanor, or you could conceivably still go after Jaden Higgins. Jaden Higgins is going to probably go earlier, but you're not going to get any more big body receivers. You're going to look for a guy that's strictly a home run hit, stretch the field, possibly play the slot. You're going to look for those kind of guys if you get Tedero earlier.
Yeah, no, facts. It would have to be no earlier. I think the 4th would be the earliest.
Yeah,
and let's say if it's in the 4th, it's not like you're looking to get a receiver. It's just the best player available is a receiver, as a speed guy. You know what I mean? Hey, we're giving y'all a little bit of a preview.
Foreshadowing. A little foreshadowing. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But me at this point, man, it's I don't see the Raiders picking Genty at 6. I'm hoping for a trade down, but like Jason Light was asked earlier, I think it was earlier today. I think we retweeted it. I think Jason Light was saying that, you know, and just give y'all a little heads up. Jason Light is the GM for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he was saying that he doesn't foresee any trade downs or people trying to trade up. So if you're the Raiders at pick number 6, that's not really good news. But there was a rumor saying that, you know, the Bears are really intrigued by, which I said, man, I could see the Bears drafting, you know, a Genty if he's there. But they're saying the Bears are going to trade up, possibly. Yeah. And if that's the case, I mean, Raiders got to be on line 1 instantly. Like, hey, man, like, I mean, let's actually, you know what? Let's take a look at what are the Raiders. Let me see.
I would definitely, I definitely look. I posted today on IG saying, please, Chicago Bears, please make that trade like that. I would love that. And just because Jason Light is saying it's not a trade up situation. No, that just could be a situation where he's trying to you know, like suppress the value in trading up. So maybe he wants to move up and he wants to be like, look, it's not a lot of trade up opportunity. So he wants to put it out there like, hey, if you want this, if you want this deal, you probably got to take what I'm giving you, because it's not going to be a whole lot of activity out there. Just putting that narrative out there to trying to, you know, manipulate the values on trade up. So
I'm not
it
gonna
could
lie.
work. It could not. But.
So Chicago's picking at number 10. If Chicago calls, or the Raiders call to check if Chicago's interested in trading up, pick number 41. If they can get another second, would you do it in a heartbeat?
Yeah, I do it in a heartbeat. I don't think we're gonna get that though. And the only way we get a second is if like they move.
They're going up.
We probably give up. Yeah, only 4 spots. I don't know if we'll get another second.
Bro, they're going up 4 spots for a game-changing player in their eyes.
Yeah, but I don't know if I don't know if they're gonna give up a second, because then that means they don't pick again to the 3rd. That's a long time to not pick. So if we do that, if we take their second, they're gonna probably want our 3rd.
I can't.
Yeah, see what I'm saying. So it's gonna probably to move up right there. It's gonna probably take. They get 6.
I'll throw in a 6.
We get 10.
I'll throw in a 6.
If we want to do that, it's gonna probably take like the 6. It's gonna probably take our 6th. We get 10. We get their 3rd, and we get like a 5th or a 6th. Probably like their 3rd and a 6th, which I'm cool with. I'll take that. Get an extra 3rd and another 6th. So it means we have 4 picks. We have 2 picks again in the 3rd, 4 picks in the 6th. You can do some work. And that's a possibility. Hey, you know what? That's when you start looking at, hey, you got some late linebackers. You got some extra running backs, depending on what you do early in the draft. They could be like, hey, you take a guy. Maybe you take Isaiah Bond in the 6th. What things playing out for him?
We already have like 3 6-round picks.
You got 3
which
already,
I don't even see us like even using. I feel like we're gonna trade up.
We could package that. Yeah, but we could package that up. Maybe get into the 5th.
Yeah. Man, according to my PFF's, mock drafts, man, I think Chicago have been accepting that deal with that, including that 2nd-round pick. So I'm just saying, they've been accepting it. So we'll see if they'll accept. But yeah, you're right though. That is kind of. But look, if they feel like, man, if Genty's the guy, like I could see a team like Chicago doing it, but. You know, it is kind of risky, you know, if you're doing it for a running back, but Ben Johnson, who literally his whole scheme is dependent on, like, you know, running the football and running it well, play action and yada, yada, yada. And obviously they want to protect Caleb Williams. Hey, one of the perfect ways to protect a QB is running the football. and you get one of the best running back prospects to come out in a long time. So, and that's how Spy Tech is gonna sell it, obviously. Like,
exactly.
We'll see, man. But yeah, pick 41 would be nice, man. If we get pick 41 on top of third, man. I'm just because I'm looking at it from a perspective like we need talent. Like we lost a lot of talent in free agency. We lost a lot of starters. If you just look at that, like just look at the defense and who's starting from linebacker to corner. It's just like question mark after question mark. Yeah. I mean, the D line you could say like, oh, okay, is respectable a little bit. We got the Max Crosby's, we got the Kuntz coming back. Obviously, Christian Wilkins and Adam Butler is a solid role player. You probably would want to add maybe a run stuffer in the drafts or at some point. But like once you start looking at the linebackers and stuff like that, what were you about
to say? Shout out to my guy Space Beast. It's a good point. Chicago has 2 second-round picks. I didn't peep that.
Let's take a look. So
yeah,
let's
2.
see, pick 41. So they probably package.
They already have 2. So yeah.
Oh yeah. 39. Hey, I'll take 39 or 41. Oh, okay. Oh, that's beautiful. So that could be that. Hey, so Chicago could really trade up then, and get their guy.
Yeah, they can trade up. Yeah, if they like Gentry that much.
Oh, that'd be perfect. We get pick 41.
Yep.
And we could easily look. Pick 37 and 41 are pretty close, so the Raiders could easily trade down, even get more picks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, this is a scenario where the Raiders could trade back with Chicago at 10, right? They go BPA. Hey, maybe you want Will Johnson right there. Maybe you want Ted Aurora right there. Maybe you want, I don't know. Like those are the 2 guys off the top of my head. Maybe you like Jade Barron the best, and you take that guy there. But then with their 2 seconds, if you want to get back into the back end of the first, you can go after Amarian Hampton if he's still there. And the bond is on bond is wild. That is Diesel.
Kevin Lurker, man.
Kevin Lurker, man, with the jokes. Yeah, but if you want to
Fred,
package that up and get
go ahead.
Yeah. Now, so if you want to get back into the back end of the first for a guy like Amarian Hampton, maybe, or you can stand pat. F it. Stay in the second. You get pick twice in the second and get 2 really good prospects.
Yeah, that's true.
Kenneth Grant and Travion.
But
Tyleek and Travion.
What is it going to take to get into the second round? I know we pick early in the second round at pick 37.
In the first?
But what would we have to package? Would you package a Michael Mayer with a 6th round pick?
Possibly.
And you trade up with
what?
You know what I mean? You trade up in the latter part of the
first round. Get back into the back end of the first?
Yeah.
You're going to probably take both of those seconds. You're going to take both of those seconds for sure.
But be honest with you, I'm not like I like Amari Hampton, but I'm good, man. I like a lot of running backs, man. Like there's a lot of different combinations of running backs that we can go. And when I say combinations, I want the Raiders to double up at that position, but it got to make sense at the end of the day. Like if there's a better player at another position, I'd rather go to that other position. But I'm thinking like, if we get a guy in the 2nd or 3rd, we double up maybe in the 5th. We check back, around the 5th and see if we can get someone that complements his play style.
You might be able to get a guy in the 6th. It's a guy named Khalil Mullins. Yeah, that's a guy named Khalil Mullins. Everybody been told, well, Rundown and Chris, both those guys have been telling me about. He'll probably be available in the 6th. He's like almost like a Latavius Murray type, where he's he's big, fast, got a little juice to him, but he'll probably be available late.
Bruh, I am not gonna lie, man. That Chicago, man. I'm hoping Chicago trades up, man. That's perfect. Cause and what's funny? Y'all gonna have to tune in, but we did a mock draft with Mike, and in the mock draft, one of the teams that wanted to trade up was Chicago.
Yeah.
So
didn't they end up taking Will Campbell? Was it them or did the Saints take Will Campbell?
The Saints end up taking Mason Graham.
Oh, okay. Oh no, yeah. Will Campbell went earlier, right? He went earlier.
Just,
He went to the Bears. Well, no, the Bears took him. The Bears took Will Campbell. Will Campbell. Just for everybody, like the reason why we're bringing up the Saints, because Saints were another team that was trying to trade up. They're at pick number 9. Yeah. The Saints took Mason Graham, and the Bears took Will Campbell.
Yeah. Well, hey man, let's not waste any time, man. We did a mock draft with our guy Mike from Black Team Broadcast, and let's get into it, man. Make sure to tune in. Make sure to click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Here we go.
Sure.
Here we go. We got a special guest. You already know what it is, man. We got Mike Avelli 24 on social media from the Black Team Broadcast, man. Appreciate him coming through, man. What's going on?
What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? I'm
man.
I'm ready for this draft, bro. I'm ready for this draft.
I'm ready for this draft too, man. We about to hop on that. We've been doing like mock drafts like left and right, damn near every week. It's kind of been, to be honest with you, it's kind of a ritual. Every Around the Shield, we do a mock draft. Severe, man. I'm hearing that he's a three time or 5 times.
Three times, man. I lost this last week, man. I'm mad. I lost this last week.
Yeah.
So Chris sniped me this last Sunday, but now I'm coming to reclaim my title on Sunday, man. So you know how that goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
They compete with the mock draft, so I'm not a part of it. You know what I mean? I just been hearing it from the great. You know what I mean? People just been telling me. Oh
man, we gotta get you on, bro. Hey, look, we gotta get you on. You can get this work too, bro. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it.
Hey man,
these ads is for free, man.
But today's mock draft.
Yeah, with the mock drafts is like, really, realistically, you're mentally preparing yourself for any possible outcome that could happen on draft night.
Right. Right.
No, or at least I would hope, because I know there are some fans that are stuck on like just one specific person. It's like, no, that's the pick. I don't care no matter what. But realistically, you got to be prepared for any scenario. You never know. You might leave with a fucking tackle. You might leave with a linebacker. You might leave with anything at this point. You don't know what to expect.
No, 100%, man. I was telling Severe, like, I'll be telling him, like, bro, there's always something unexpected that always happens throughout the draft. Someone's going to drop.
Yeah.
I mean, Jalen Milroe, I mean, it's crazy. He got invited to the NFL draft, so he's expecting to get picked in the first round. But I'm just saying something's going to happen. Someone's going to drop that we didn't expect to drop. Someone's going to get drafted. We're thinking like the best players are going to get picked at their certain spots, but some of those guys might slip just because maybe a couple of quarterbacks go up. Maybe it's an offensive line that gets drafted early, which could easily happen. And we had a good back and forth earlier about the Raiders offseason and how it's going.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. But we're short on time, so we're just gonna hop on the mock draft, and it's not gonna be no competition. It's a collaborative.
Okay.
This is gonna be a teamwork makes the dream work. We're gonna make it happen as a team.
All right. All right, that works.
So let's get it started. Hold on, let's get it started real quick. All right, here we go. All right, so we got the Raiders. We've been adding around almost each week. So this week we got 4 rounds. Okay. Eventually we're going to do the 7-round mock draft, but this week we'll do 4 rounds. Obviously we're going to be the Raiders. And let's go ahead and enter the draft. So I'm going to go ahead and start it. So I'm going to put it on like in the middle. Slow it down a little bit. Just in case we want to trade up for a player. I think we'll put it right here.
I ain't trying to, you know my feelings.
No, hey, it don't have to be necessary in the first round. It could be like maybe it could be approaching the end of the first round. You see a player, be like, let's go trade up to the top of the first. You never know. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the draft.
Okay.
All right, Cam Ward. All right, that's an expected. Okay. Oh, I didn't expect that. Ashton Genty goes pick number 4. That's okay. That's interesting. Especially because they already have Ramondre Stevenson, but
Hey man, that's the next Barry Sanders right there. That's the future LT.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
Hey man, I understand it, man. He generational, bro. I get it.
That's what
They're
they're
going
saying,
after the
man. That's what they're
generation.
saying.
Real quick. Last show, 50-50 show, me and Severe were talking about like how explosive, Ashton Denchi was. And he didn't run his 40. So which led, Severe to believe like he possibly, might have ran a slow 40.
Yeah,
you know what?
4.5.
I'm leaning to a 4.5. I said 4.5, but I think he's in the 4.5s. He's a 4.5s.
I think he's low 4.5s.
Low 4.5s?
Yeah.
I don't know, man, because he didn't get caught from behind a lot, bro. Like he had a lot of breakaway runs, and he didn't get caught from behind. And he played a super fast team like the Oregon Ducks, and was able to like have some long touchdown runs. So I don't know. What's your take on that, Mike?
Regarding Genty or
like his speed.
Yeah,
like you feel like
I think he definitely quick. I wouldn't say he's got like crazy like 4.2, 4.3. I'd say like that, like sub 4.4, 4.5. He's gonna be in that range for sure. And in my opinion, that's perfectly fine for a running back. Like he's shifty, and we've seen it. Like some other content creators and podcasters have said themselves. He could shake somebody in a telephone booth. I'll keep it a buck. He could do that. Yeah, and he got the explosive speed to break away. We've seen that as well. So, in my opinion, like 40 times and gameplay speed sometimes don't exactly resonate to the same thing. Sometimes you can be really fast in the 40 and you might not have the same type of game speed, or you might have a slow 40 time and you're explosive when it's time to put on the pads and actually play.
Right. Yeah, because State running back, not Henderson, but Judkins, doesn't look like a 4.4 guy, bro. When you watch him play, he don't look like he don't play like no 4.4 guy.
But the thing about Judkins is that Judkins is that first like 10 yards. Judkins probably, if you look at his 10-yard, I bet you if you look at Judkins' 10-yard split, he got a crazy 10-yard split. It's just his long speed is not there. I feel the same way about Genty. I don't think Genty is that like really even short area quickness. I don't think he's that explosive. And long speed is like, I think it's like average. That's what I'm saying. He's like, I think if he was gonna run a 4.4, he would have ran. He would just ran and shut everybody up and be like, you know what, this is me. I'm a 4.4 guy. And basically, like most of the elite backs in this class were 4.4. So. You combine that with his other traits. He's like, yo, I'm as explosive as these dudes. Plus, I got this contact balance. Like, I'm clearly the best. But I'm telling you, that dude, he's a 4.5 guy, low 4.5, high 4.6 guy. Yeah, that's the range he's gonna be.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Well, Raiders are picking number 6. We kind of have some. We got some options here, man. We got
some options.
Got Teteroa. We got Mason Graham. Top D tackle on the board. I don't know. Are you high on Mason Graham, Mike?
I like Mason Graham, but maybe I'm tripping. I know my boy Corey, my fellow BTV co-host, he thought I was tripping when I told him this, but in my opinion, my player comp for Mason Graham is actually somebody that's already on the Raiders. He
Christian Wilkins?
No. Actually, for me, it's Adam Butler. That's who I would say he's closer to when it comes to gameplay. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of Adam Butler. He's a really solid D tackle in the league. But it's just, I don't know. Corey had pointed out some things to me also when we were going over his film that there are some times where he may get manhandled. I've yet to really see him too often beat a double team. One-on-one, definitely. He's handling business. He's going to do what he got to do. But it's very rare to see him taking on a double team and not getting pushed back or being able to, you get me, overcome that double team.
Yeah. Well, another possible option here is the Raiders trading down. And the Saints are one of those teams, and Chicago Bears. Pick number 10 and pick number 9. Obviously, like, hey, pick number 9 is a better pick than pick number 10. So we could obviously trade down to we can trade down to pick number 9. Or do you want to pick a player at 6?
Me personally, I see a guy that I like at 6, but Collaborative effort. So whatever you guys want to do,
What are
whatever
you
you guys
thinking?
feel comfortable with.
What do you think?
man,
Let's talk
Honestly,
through
in
it.
guess, bro.
my opinion,
You
right
guess.
there, I'd go based on who I see available on the board. I'm going with T-Mac. I gotta go with Tetero and McMillan at pick 6. That'll be my choice based on who's available on the board right here.
You don't think that he'll be there at pick number 9 if we trade down?
It's a possibility, but there's also a good chance a team like New Orleans could be trading up for him, or Carolina could definitely take him also at pick 8. So that's like where it's like it's a little risky. I don't know if I'd want to chance that if that's somebody that I could see definitely being a game changer for my offense.
Okay.
I ain't
All
mad at
right.
that.
Well, hey,
Ain't mad at
I guess we'll make the pick, man. We've been trading down a lot, so let's go ahead and just make the pick. If T-Mac is their number 1 guy on the board, just go ahead and draft T-Mac.
Yeah, I mean, especially since I know we were saying it off camera, and we were talking about it how a lot of people were saying there's not a lot of teams really looking to trade up this year. Yeah. So
Mason
unless
Graham
it's like for a specific player.
Yeah,
Mason Graham.
It's definitely
going
to be considered. It's definitely going to be like a starters draft, in my opinion, where even if you don't trade up, like you're going to get some quality starters, whether it's at the top of the draft, day 2, shoot, even day 3, or late compensatory picks. You'll definitely be able to find some quality starters in this draft.
Okay, so obviously we picked T-Mac. Mason Graham went to the Saints at pick number 9. If you look at some of the picks that Matthew Golden went to number 17, Kennedy Grant went to Bucks. Okay. Let's see.
That's high for Kennedy Grant.
Tackles. Mario Ham went to the Lions.
Wow.
Oh, come on, bro.
Okay.
That's weak.
So they must be trading a running back or having the intention of trading one of those guys.
Or they're getting rid of Montgomery, most likely. Montgomery about it there.
Who did the Bears pick? Will Campbell. Okay.
Will Campbell. Will Campbell. Okay. I like that for Caleb. I like that as an option for Caleb.
James Pierce to the Eagles that's crazy. Oof. That's crazy. That would be.
It's always only unfair, bro. I don't like the pick before that though. I don't like seeing Luther Burden going.
Dang, Luther Burden to the Chiefs too. That's wild too.
Another weapon for Mahomes.
Yeah, that's wild.
Now, the only thing I don't like about this, it doesn't show you the top players on the board unless it's our pick. Yeah. But I don't know if there's anybody from the top of your head that can possibly be available that'd be worth trading up for to pick. We could trade up with the Browns or the Giants. I mean, we are like the 4th or 5th pick right here. We're like a 5th pick.
Honestly, I like my chances. Just out of curiosity, besides Cam and Shador, any other quarterbacks go in the first round?
Oh, wait. Did Shador go? Shador went to
He went 2. He went number 2. He went to the Browns.
He went number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, obviously Cam Ward went number 1. A little too early for Jackson Dart in the 2nd round. Yeah. You trade up to go get him. I mean, at this point, you got Geno, so it's not like really a pressing need.
I'm staying put. Like at this point, I'm staying put because I feel like there's going to be some quality guys we can find, whether it's a running back or if you want an interior O lineman or even take a shot at your developmental rookie quarterback. I feel like for the next maybe the next 2 rounds, I might be comfortable staying put. Maybe in the 3rd, maybe if there's somebody that I see possibly slipping or may not be there, then I'll trade up possibly in the 3rd. But in the 2nd, I feel comfortable possibly staying put.
All right. Let's go ahead and resume the draft. Okay. Okay. Safety. All right.
Ooh, okay.
Jackson Dart. Well, look. Jackson Dart went to the Giants. Okay.
Yeah, they needed somebody.
This dude. So they getting the first.
This dude is he's a Carroll. He's a Carroll guy all the way, bro. Yeah. I can see a Carroll drafting him for sure.
Yeah.
Now Raiders are on the clock right now. Pick 37. Who do you like? Who should I check out? Should I look at running back? Should I look at linebacker?
I'm thinking running back. Sure, you definitely got to build that running game.
Also corner. We can't forget about corner because we did lose a couple guys.
Yeah. Let's look at corner first, if anything.
Okay. Let's go look.
It's Trey Amos will be number 1.
Ooh. Okay. Actually, wait.
Oh, not Siobhan Revel.
Yeah. I'll go with Siobhan Revel.
Okay.
Right there. Okay.
And then
I like that as an option.
Let's look at running back just to see
Yeah,
if
no,
it's a
my
guy
guy's
here
gonna be
that
there.
we would want to.
Okay. I see three names. I see three names I like already.
We got to pick a litter, to be honest with you, because it's gonna be pick 68 is our next pick.
Okay.
The third round, so it's a lot of picks.
Those are all quality running backs. There's one guy already off my list just based off what he said about our quarterback recently on a YouTube live. If I'm not mistaken, Cam Scadaboo said that he didn't understand why Gino got paid so much money, basically.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like he said, I'm not trying to be a hater, but he proceeded to be a hater at that moment. Like, I don't know. Like, that's like some crazy pocket watching, if you ask me. Like, to be worried about what another man gets.
Yeah, damn.
It's kind of crazy. It's like, bro, you about to be on a rookie deal, and you're possibly going to be like in day 2 or day 3. Like,
well, he better get used to it, bro, because he plays the running back position, and they're not going to be the highest paid positions in the NFL. Like, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
As talented as some of the players are,
a lot of them don't see second contracts with their team that drafted them either, unfortunately.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out. Yeah. Oh boy, they used to play
a
for
lot of
us,
guys.
man. You know,
Josh Jacobs. You shot a lot of guys.
Yeah, man.
Josh Jacobs, Saquon. You shot a lot of dudes.
Yeah.
A lot of dudes don't get that second contract, bro. So
Reggie Bush too.
Yeah.
Reggie. I'm taking all the way Reggie Bush because Reggie Bush didn't because Saints drafted him. They didn't give him a second contract.
Nope.
Yeah, right here it's
bro.
I really like Henderson or
10.
Yeah, Henderson or Judkins would be a great pick, or Siobhan Revel. If, in your opinion, if that's it, because there's going to be a lot of quality depth. Let's keep that in mind regarding the running back position. There's a lot of depth. Even in next round, for sure, there's going to be somebody there. It may be Ohio State guys. It might be Caleb Johnson that's available. But if we're looking at the running back depth in this class and the corner depth, I would say maybe corner might be the better option here, going off of BPA.
Yeah.
Okay. And then just real quick, just look at linebacker because that's another big need.
Okay.
Is there anybody that you like, or is you still saying corner?
Schlesinger, I like Schlesinger. I like Demetrius Knight too. I like Schlesinger, but there's some linebackers I like later on. Danny Stetson.
Raiders just recently brought him in too.
Schlesinger.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think still maybe Siobhan Revel might be the pick right there. I would say that's probably the highest quality. Him or Morrison? Who do you guys like more between him and Benjamin Morrison?
He's hurt right now.
I like Morrison. I like Morrison better. But well, both of them hurt technically.
Yeah,
Morrison coming off. Morrison didn't have multiple hip injuries to the and Revel's coming off of ACL. So.
Ooh.
So both guys are coming off an injury.
Yeah, them.
Whoa.
So but the thing about Revel is that
Revel
had his injury Revel had his injury like early in the year though, so he should be good to go.
Healthy.
He should be good to go. Yeah, he should be good to go by the time the season starts.
Okay. It sounds like Siobhan's the pick.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, man. Let's take a look. Are we gonna be trading up into the Tyreek Williams
possibly.
Got drafted? Okay.
God, damn, that's who I want to
Caleb Johnson.
All right, I might want to trade up. Right around
trade up
50,
right now?
Yeah.
Should I pause it?
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Yep, perfect. Tampa.
Let's take
who we got.
Tampa on the clock. All right. Yeah,
I like Ezra
Spy connection. So let's see. All the running backs are on the board. Except for Caleb. Caleb get drafted. Yeah.
Well, this is where I'm getting a little nervous because some of these teams towards the back end might go for
Chargers.
Try and boost that.
Chargers for sure.
I see Buffalo. I can see Buffalo even because the whole James Cook situation.
James Cook, yeah.
Yeah, and the Chargers too because Najee Harris is on a 1-year deal, so they probably want to draft his replacement. The
Washington could
Commanders
add to the running game.
Commanders for sure.
Yeah. I've seen Mario Hampton mock to him in the first round. So if they don't go with him in the first, obviously they might go with a running back in the second.
I wouldn't be shocked if the Chiefs even try and go after running back.
Technically, we could wait and still get a solid running back, unless like there's a specific guy that you want. If there's one guy that you really want, then I wouldn't risk it for sure.
Honestly, either the Ohio State guys, and I'm happy, bro. I won't complain with either one of them as RB1.
If that's the case, bro, then we should look at the trade. we got
have.
Yeah, so let's see what let's see what the Bucks would want. We can give them like one of our 6th-round picks. So let's see.
Yeah.
So pick number 53 for pick 68, and this is the 7th.
Yeah, maybe 215.
I feel you. See, like, hey man, you gotta start
Oh,
off low.
the lowest.
Is the start at low.
Let's see. It might be willing to, bro.
They saying hell no.
They saying they will not be accepted.
If they say hell no, then we can.
Well, we could throw in a player.
Yeah.
Zamir.
Yeah.
Right? 15% chance. All right.
Barely
That moved the needle. All right, then I guess tight end.
Maybe. Yeah, I was about to say maybe tight end.
Because that's realistically
Mayor.
that's what they were shopping.
Yeah, Mayor.
87.
Yeah. Ooh.
We doing it?
Okay.
I know it. Take off 215.
Yeah, take that. Yeah, let's see what it is.
Yeah, let's try that. Let's run that. Let's run that.
Yeah.
Spots? Okay. All right, offer trade. Oh,
accepted.
We're picking at 53. So we
All right,
picking our running back here?
You already know who I'm going with. You already know what time it is.
Yeah.
Before we pick running back, let's look at let's look at linebacker.
So I
Boom, boom. Sweatshirt, he's still there.
Yeah. I have a feeling he might drop in the draft, honestly, bro.
Also,
I have a feeling he might go like 4th or 5th, possibly.
We took Ted Rowe already.
Yeah, we're good on receiver. I'd say until like maybe later if we want to get another one.
Yeah.
So running back.
Yeah, I know what time it is, bro. Yeah,
I'm going Henderson, bro. I'm going Henderson here.
Yep.
But the only thing I'll say with Henderson, I would say you have to get another running back. You would have to get like another, because it's going to be a running. I feel like he's like a running back by committee type of guy. Like I feel like he got a lot of value, he got a lot of speed. But I don't know if he's
man.
You think he's a number one guy? Like number one?
I think so. I feel like he just happened to be splitting reps with another great RB1.
Yeah.
In this draft, really, I feel like if he would have got the same amount of reps or volume that Genty would have got, I think he would have put it on possibly even the same amount of numbers, maybe even better. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Well, that dude.
Henderson to pick.
Yeah.
You want to try?
100%.
Let's go ahead and do it.
It's gonna hurt losing Mayer, but hey, if we secure RB1,
we got Brock.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be cool. I like Mayer though. I like Mayer, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sacrifices have to be made.
At least we still got our 4th rounder too.
Damn, Morrison dropped to the 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he jumped to the 3rd, but he done injured the same hip twice.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
so he might be
that
good
could be
value
a bit
pick.
of a red flag.
He might drop. I feel like if he got that type of energy. No.
Yeah.
So we went with T-Mac just to give everybody that's watching like a little update. We went with let's take a look. T-Mac, Javon Revel, and Henderson so far. And now we're in the 4th round, our last pick in this 4-round mock draft.
Ooh, okay.
Kyle Williams is still available. We do need some speed.
Yeah.
I feel like, but he might be. Would you say? Are you drafting him to replace Trey Tucker? Because Trey Tucker, you feel like he's not the answer at slot? Because I feel like his natural spot might be his slot in the NFL. But he got a lot of speed.
It's a possibility, but I don't know. I feel like we just got a receiver at 6, so that might be a little too high, possibly to reach, or not exactly reach, but to grab another receiver.
Got you.
At that point.
I'll look at some interior. Let's look at some interior offensive linemen. I think we probably need some depth at guard. We need a linebacker. A guy, Willie Lampkin.
Okay,
it's my dog. He'll be there. He'll be there later though. He'll be there later. Willie Lampkin's a dog though.
Okay.
All right, let's look at
Dylan Fairchild too. That's another guy. He's really Dylan Fairchild at Georgia. He's a dog too.
Let's look at D-line.
Tight end now, possibly. Low key, we just. Ooh, okay. I see a couple D linemen I like, but they might be available a little bit afterwards, even.
Okay.
Yeah, man. That Jamari Caldwell, was a dog.
He's a dog. I like JJ Pegues also.
Yeah.
Like a linebacker. Oh, Schlesinger got picked. He got picked earlier.
I see one I like. That might be a late pick, or it's your guys' opinion. Do you think we would be reaching if we went after Jack Kaiser?
No, I like Jack Kaiser. I like Jack Kaiser.
Okay.
Well, he's projected according here like pick 134.
So we may be able to wait. I like Barrett Carter too. Jeffrey Boss, I don't know why he's that high. I mean, I don't like him that much.
Yeah.
Also,
just out of curiosity. Oh, go ahead.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Now I was gonna say, like, do you feel like there's a need at like safety, like for a cover safety? Because Jeremy Chin and like Palomar are kind of similar.
It's definitely a need. It is a need, but also I feel like there are some safeties that, who knows, we may possibly be able to go after post draft in free agency. There might be some guys that haven't signed out anywhere yet. For example, a guy, if I don't know how the team feels about him, but one guy I noticed that's still available that would be intriguing if he's willing to take maybe a team friendly deal or something would be like a Justin Simmons or something possibly.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, he's still out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, who knows? Maybe a coach like Pete Carroll might be somebody that he'd be attracted to play for. You get me? Like it might be somebody of interest.
Would you look at quarterback?
Look
at the quarterback right now. You know what I mean?
I feel like 4 isn't too high. If you see a guy that you like and you're willing to develop, I feel like 4 is fair range.
Okay.
But we could definitely look at it, see who's there. Well, that's a pick I like is Will Howard, but it's up to you guys. I mean, he could be a guy that we could develop, or if they like somebody next year, we might even be able to wait.
Yeah.
Man. You're about the same age as Gino. I don't know, man.
Yes, 25. I think he's about to be 26. I was watching something. I forgot who. I think it was Dan. Ted Nguyen. Ted Nguyen said.
I know what you're about to talk.
That's what he said.
Yeah,
I was like, that's rough. That's rough. Ted Nguyen, for everybody. Ted Nguyen said he reminds him of Derek Carr. Where he's like, he has good arm talent, but he kind of gets shaky when there's pressure. And he's also like good athlete, but he's kind of like clumsy. It's like, I was like, I was like, dang, like, I like Tyler Shough. I mean, that's my QB4, but that's crazy. That's crazy. I was like, damn.
Because he has like all the tools, man. He got the size, he got the arm strength, he got
6'5",
220. You know what I
feel
mean?
like
solid athleticism.
he does.
You know what I mean? So,
in the
4th round, like we just, it's not like if we pick Tyler Shough, we're like, oh, we're not going to pick a quarterback next year. I think we're in a situation where they're gonna check back next year and see. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's just more of like, let's have someone in the building. And until you get it right, quarterback is one of the hardest positions to get right. You gotta always like check in on that position. But we can go quarterback here. D line. Maybe we could wait a little bit later, maybe for a run stuff and like maybe a nose tackle, because I know that might be a need. A guy like that can clog up the middle.
Yeah.
Besides Christian Wilkins.
There's some guys that are available later.
How do you guys feel looking at tight end possibly in the 4th round, since we did just trade Michael
Mayer? Yeah, we can take a look.
Like a blocking
I
tight end?
haven't really been looking at any tight ends, so that's the thing. Because I was like, I ain't really looked at them, so I wouldn't know who's good. Out of these guys.
I mean, Gunnar Helm's decent, but I don't know if I would take him in the 4th round. I'm in the 4th round. That's gonna be interesting. I mean, you could go quarterback there if you want to, or interior O-line. There's a few options, or D lineman. I mean, Jamari Caldwell is a nice option right there in the 4th round also.
but he's like I mean, so if I want defensive lineman, if I'm gonna go edge, I will probably go Femi right here in fourth. I think that's about where he'll go.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I would like Kyle Williams, bro.
Hey, I mean, that's a good pickup too. That's
I'm just saying, man. Like, hey, you just paid Gino.
More weapons for Gino.
This might be a best player available type of situation right here. Yeah. I'm just saying,
especially because you know what? Because you know what that's like. Know what that essentially does instead of, because we were assuming like, no, we got Brock and we got Michael Mayer, we're gonna run a lot of 12 personnel. Well, now you know what? If you trade Michael Mayer, now you just run 11. You run 11 personnel, go 3 wide with Federoa, Kyle Williams in the slot, and Jacoby out wide too, and just and Brock as tight end, and then you just go 11 personnel instead of running 12, and then do it rocket like that.
So I think a big need for the Raiders is getting explosive on offense, and we just added Henderson, and if we add, Kyle Williams, it just changed the whole dynamic on offense. Now you got like guys that can take it to the house, like a Kyle Williams at any point, and then you got obviously Travion Henderson. Brock Bowers, he's working the middle of the field, intermediate part of the field, and he has a possibility to probably take it to the house as well too, because he has that yak ability.
Yeah.
I feel like this would be an interesting pick. I mean, what do y'all think?
I ain't mad at
it.
Let's do it. I ain't mad at it.
That works. That's a BPA, and I get it. I get it. Kyle Williams would definitely be a good pickup right there.
You got to get whoever you feel like is the best player on the board
there.
Yeah.
Or take a guy that's maybe a small school tackle, Charles Grant. He'll probably be gone already, to be honest with you. He'll probably be like a third, fourth round pick, but he's a guy that's intriguing. So I'm looking at looking to add to the offensive line. Probably or two gap defensive tackle.
Man, definitely offensive heavy mock draft, especially because we lost a lot of starters, on defense. It's gonna be tough.
The trash offense. It's like dang,
Yeah, and then offensively, we need talent too as well, man. We need talent everywhere, but I guess BPA is pretty much the.
We spend a lot of money on defense. Like free agency for the most part has been defensive heavy. Whether that be paying Polamalu, paying Kuntz, paying Max, So and we're paying Christian Wilkins from last year. Landon, you got Devin White, who I how to feel about Devin White, but we've invested some resources into the defense. So I think offensively we definitely need a shot in the arm.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So linebacker wouldn't be a position that you're looking to.
I would. Oh yeah, definitely. I would. Oh yeah, I would.
A playmaking safety. You know what I mean? If we a cover safety. Maybe add to the room, just add something different to the room. But Raiders could go a lot of different direction. That being said, man, Mike, man, we appreciate you coming through. I know you gotta head out. Let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
Definitely. They could definitely find me on Twitter at Machiavelli24, both Twitter and Instagram. Myself and Big Corey do a live show every Wednesday. Black Team Broadcast, some may see it as BTB or Black Team Broadcast. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It is Big Corey 00. You can follow us on Twitter on our group page, Black Team Biz, BIZ, or on Instagram at Black Team Broadcast. And I know some of y'all are also familiar with my guy Rundown. We also have a show in the works. I believe next week we will be premiering a new podcast. That'll be called Blunts and Breakdowns. You might have an idea what it's about. We pretty blunt about what it is. So you already know.
You already know what time it is, man. We'll be looking forward to it, man. Appreciate you coming through. Definitely checking out Black Team Broadcast. I was tuning in yesterday, man. Y'all hilarious, man. But y'all was breaking it down. You and Big Corey were breaking down some of the prospects. Definitely check them out. Black Team Broadcast all over social media as well as YouTube. We'll be back here soon, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. I appreciate you guys. Thank you again.
Man. Yep. Peace.
All right. Peace.
We back. That was the mock draft with Mike, man. Shout out to him, man. Pretty solid mock draft, man. And I felt like all of our mock drafts have been different. Yeah. We haven't done the same thing over again. I mean, I feel like I think we went with T-Mac the week before, but I'm just saying as far as how we got to some of our picks, whether it was trading down, whether it was staying at 6, whether it was trading up at, from the 3rd to go to 2nd. So we're doing all types of different scenarios, which can obviously happen. I mean, the Raiders do have like 3 6-round picks. I don't think they're going to stay put. They're going to use those picks to package them up to move up and down the draft board. So we'll see what really happens when come draft day. But appreciate everybody coming through, man. It's been a great show. We just wanted to come in, talk about the Raiders, top 30 visits, obviously mock draft. Let us know, man, in the comments how you feel about how you feel about the mock draft and if there was a player that we should have got. I know that once we got to the 2nd round, we're kind of like, all right, we forgot to look at defensive line, but we looked at some of the top, corners. I feel like corner right now is probably a top. It's a big need. And
Better be.
It's a big need, man. And I feel like if we trade down, I think we trade down to get a corner. To a Will Johnson, maybe the corner out of Texas.
Jade Barron.
Yeah, so that's a possibility as well. If not, obviously drafting a corner in a 2nd. But I feel like corner right now, I think is a big need. I mean, we lost Jack Jones, who we thought was penciled in as a starter. And then obviously our nickel corner, we did re-sign Darnell Holmes, and I'm like, is he going to be is he penciled in as a starter? I don't think that's
for now.
I mean, yeah, for right now. That's another thing too. If we're going to double up on a position, I mean, we probably should have looked at maybe, and we'll probably look at future mock drafts. We'll probably look at corner and see if there's some guys that you can project at that nickel spot. We went 4
rounds this year. We went 4 rounds this week, right? We went 4 rounds.
We went 4 rounds. So next week we're gonna do 5 rounds.
Yeah, we might as well do. Yeah, we can do 5 rounds, and then the last one.
Well, you know what? Actually, we could. Yeah, we could probably push it a little bit closer than that because in a couple of weeks it's gonna be the draft, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what? Next week might be the last one. Actually, we go 7. Let's go 7 rounds next week because next Thursday after that is the actual draft itself.
Let's do it. We'll do a 7-round mock draft, man. Let's do it, man. But hey, man, Severe, let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
You guys know what it is, man. The Severe Raider here on YouTube, on IG, on Snapchat, on TikTok, on Twitter/X, everywhere. It's the Severe Raider. Holla at your boy. Me. 50/50 show Tuesday nights. With my guy PharoahNFL, AroundTheShield, where you guys are right now. Then I got my show with my guys Chris from Protect the Shield and 805 Raider. That's like Tuesday afternoon and Sunday nights. And if you guys are going to the Raider Nation kickoff, holla at your boy. I will be there. This in Bakersfield. I'm have a booth with 805. It's gonna be right next to Cheeto Linus's booth, who is Leo. You guys probably know him as Leo. I'll be right next to him, man. So come through, man. Be good to see some of you guys. Put some names to some faces, man, and just hang out with you guys, man. We had an event in Vegas in February, man. It was real smooth. Had a lot of fun. A good turnout. So we love to break bread with you guys and chop it up in person.
Man, shout out to my guy Kevin Lurker, man, with the super chat. He simply asked, where do they rate Nick Nash? So that's wide receiver out of San Jose State. How you feel about him, Severe?
I think he's probably going to 3rd. But there's some guys. There's some guys I like better than Nick Nash in that range.
Doesn't have got small hands too. Small hands.
He's a guy. There's some guys I like better than him. I mean, Kyle Williams is a guy that's gonna probably go in the 3rd. I like Kyle Williams better than Nick Nash. I like A.O. Minor better than Nick Nash. Jalen Royals and Nick Nash, probably the same. I'm not really a fan of Jack Besh, but I know a lot of people probably Jack Bish over Nick Nash. But I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it. You know, like definitely wouldn't hate it. But
I would. I'll be honest.
yeah.
I mean, like I feel like what our receiving core is missing is some speed. Obviously, you know, we have T-Mac, but we're going with T-Mac just because, like, all right, this guy's, you know, the best receiver in the draft, arguably. He could easily be the starting X for years to come. So I'm like, all right, that's cool, but we still need some speed to that receiving core. So if I feel like if we bypass taking a wide receiver, in the first round, which would be T-Mac, or even a Matthew Golden, if we trade down and Matthew goes on the board and it's a good spot to take him, and we don't do that, then I feel like if we go receiver, I feel like we get someone that would fit with the weapons that we already have. Yeah. So meaning that, like, you got a possession receiver in Jacoby Myers, you got Brock Bowers, so adding a deep threat, you know, like Kyle Williams, possibly, you know what I mean? So someone like that maybe could fit a little bit better. But I don't know. What's your take on that, Saphir? I mean, do you feel like if we don't take a guy like T-Mac early, do you feel like we might as well just get a receiver that complements the weapons that we already have?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if we get, like, let's say we go for a speed guy early on, I can see us taking a guy like Nick Nash, you know, later. Like, you know, like, depending on how teams feel about him, right? Like, he can go anywhere from late third to early fifth, you know, because he's a big body receiver, jump ball guy, so he can go in that range. So, you know, if we want to take a speed, like, let's say we trade back to the teens and we take Matthew Golden, right? That's like our fast guy. Then, hey, you know what? We can spin the block and take a guy like Nick Nash later on. But like I said, there's some guys in that range that with that skill set that I kind of prefer. So you know, like Jalen Royals, I said Ayo Manor are two guys that immediately come to mind. There's the guy from Horton. I think Horton from Colorado State as another guy. Like, there's some guys I prefer over him. But, you know, like, we do need a good mix. We do need some speed, and, you know, we need some depth at the position, depending on how they feel about Ramel Keaton. Because Ramel Keaton is a guy that he has some ability, you know. He has some ability, and he was a rookie last year. There might be a guy that they want to keep around. So, you know, maybe that's their other big body receiver. So maybe they're just looking for another speed guy. You kind of never know.
Another thing too is, like, will they add a veteran receiver at some point?
Like, you know what I mean? Tyler Lockett is the name I keep hearing, but
I'm not excited about Lockett, but, like,
I'm not.
I'd be okay piece with Cooper, man. If Amari comes on, I'll be okay with that. I'm not saying that that will stop us from drafting a receiver. I'm just saying, like, you add him to the room, you know.
Yeah, I mean, just talent-wise, he's better than
Trey Tucker.
Lockett. Oh, for sure. I mean, but so is Tyler Lockett, in my opinion. But it's not about that. It's just more so as I think if Trey Tucker, I think Trey Tucker is Trey Tucker. I don't want to get into it, but you know, I think Amari, he's better than Tyler Lockett as a player, but, you know, I think Tyler Lockett, for what the role I think we need as a guy in the locker room, especially if we draft a young wide receiver, we need a guy that's going to be like an actual mentor, actual, like, vocal guy. I think Tyler Lockett will fit that better than Amari Cooper, who I think is a guy that's going to, like, keep to himself, do his own thing, and not really be, like, too interested in mentoring a young guy.
We'll see.
Because, you know, Tyler Lockett just had JSN, you know.
Yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see how it shakes out, because Raiders are taking their time, so I guess they're just waiting. And they're probably going to wait maybe after the draft to maybe address
Tyler Lockett and Amari Cooper ain't going nowhere. They going nowhere.
Well, Cooper, I'm surprised. I'm surprised Cooper's still on the market.
I'm not. Man.
I mean, how much? You know what? I want to see Spot Track. Let me see Spot Track real quick. Because I want to see how much would Cooper cost? 1 year deal.
1 year deal. 7.5. It's because he had such a I would say a bad year last year, but yeah, he just because he got traded to Buffalo.
Well, the year before he had 1,000 yards receiving, not last year, but the year before. I'm just saying. Like, let's see, he's 30 years old. To see, what's his?
I'm trying to think what are some of the recent guys that signed as free agents?
Oh, market value right here. 18.9. Oh,
they smoke.
Hell nah.
Yeah, bro. But remember though. Remember that they said Kuntz was 20, so I think Spotrac kind of inflates it.
Oh,
so that probably puts him at
that's too much. That's too much.
So that probably puts him at 10. If they said 18.5, that probably puts him at and that probably puts him at 10 million.
Look, y'all gotta look at this, man.
That's crazy. Nah, that's crazy.
This is Amari Cooper's market value, of course.
Nah.
I'm like, I'm thinking it's gonna be like a veteran minimum or something like that, or man, this is crazy. Look at this. Amari Cooper. Let's see.
Yeah.
18.9. That's wild.
Nah. But they kind of overinflated. They had Kuntz at 20. So if he's at 18.9 on there, he's gonna probably get like. So that means he's getting more than him. I said 7.5. Yes, he's probably in the 10, 11 range. And that's still too much. That's still more than what I want to pay. So like we can get. I'd rather
10 with incentives. I'm okay with 10 with incentives.
I'd rather like it. I'd rather like it. If he getting 10,
bro.
He 10.
Like it is. I'd
rather like it, bro. I'd rather like it.
Like it. Come on, man.
I'm not paying Amari Cooper.
What is Lockett gonna do, man? He's just gonna take up space. He's not even gonna make it out of training camp. Man. He's gonna be John Brown. Lockett's gonna be John Brown. Like everybody, like, oh man, what Tyler Lockett? Everybody was just John Brown. Oh, John Brown.
Lockett Raiders, but Raiders do that every year though. It's always some dude they sign. That they're supposed to be the dude. We did the same thing with what's old boy? We just Willie. We did it with Willie Snead. Like, we do it all the time. Only dude that actually did anything was Aguilar. That's the only dude that was like we signed. It was like okay. It was like hey yeah, and Aguilar actually kind of balled. But everybody else did old boy from the Chiefs was it Denarius Robinson. Same thing.
I will say this.
DeMarcus Robinson.
John Gruden does a good job of getting his playmakers the ball. He does a good job doing that with Darren Waller, Aguilar, even who's the other tight end before Waller? Jared Cook. Yeah. Was he there? Was Jared Cook there with John Gruden?
He was there with John Gruden. They let him walk. They let him walk.
But he had a big.
He had two good years. I want to say 2 good years back to back. And everybody was mad we let him walk. And then that's when Waller got off. One guy John Gruden didn't use was Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake didn't get John Gruden wanted to pay all that money, he didn't use him at all.
He didn't use him at all. But
he didn't get around until Gruden.
And then all those guys after they left the Raiders, they didn't do nothing. Waller, obviously probably due to injuries, didn't do nothing, but Aguilar didn't do anything. Like he literally fool's gold. Like that was that's one of the Patriots, he's one of them free agent stories where like this is why you don't sign guys. Look at Nelson Aguilar. Like they signed him $13 million a year, and they got like
they signed him to a smooth contract.
Yeah, they signed him to a solid contract. Solid contract, but yeah, man. Hey, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. We went a little tangent about Amari Cooper, but you know, shout out to Kevin Lurker, man. Make sure hit the like button, clock in. At this point, clock out. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We'll be back here next week, next Tuesday, 50/50 show. Obviously, give us a follow on Around the Shield on X and on IG. If you haven't subscribed to both of our channels, make sure to do so. Make sure to hit the like button. Leave a comment too. Let us know your thoughts, man. We read comments too as well. So we want to hear your thoughts on who you feel like the Raiders should pick at number 6. Are there any other moves left before the draft or after the draft? I mean, I feel like the Raiders got a lot of holes. I mean, we weren't able to have that conversation with Mike because we're short on time. But he felt good about the Raiders offseason. I'm kind of like in the middle. Like I like some of the moves. I like how they're handling it on certain things, but then I also understand that like this might be this looking like a rebuild, meaning that I feel like the Raiders might be a contender in 2026 because I feel like they're not going to be able to address all their needs in this offseason. And we lost a few starters on defense. I can go on and on. Obviously, we need some talent on offense. Look, we just did a draft right now. And I like the draft, but I'm like, man, we need help on defense still. Yeah, still holes, still, And if we made it a defensive draft, we would look at the offense and be like, man, we need some help here, But that's a different. That's another. We'll save that conversation for another day. What you about to say?
I ain't giving these dudes no passes. I saw Jeff in here. Shout out to Jeff. Your boy Pete Carroll said we can win now, bro. So I ain't trying to hear no excuses. We got too many holes on defense. Nah, bro. Nah, it's win now. Holding you to the same standard we held every coach to. You come out here trash, I'm kicking your old ass down the stairs. That's what it is.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, man, we'll see y'all next week, man. Peace.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.